Hi, welcome back to another video and another week in Le Mans Ultimate. This is week 2 of season 2 of the Le Mans Ultimate Online Championship Series, and it sees me taking on my nemesis of a track, Fuji. I was terrible here last season. Actually, I've never been any good at Fuji. So, colour me shocked that this season, for some reason, I was able to extract a result not once but twice. I finished off week 1 at Le Mans on an absolute high, finding pace and performance I didn't expect, which meant I came away with the most points I've ever picked up in an online championship race in Le Mans Ultimate. And I was hoping to carry that bump, that wave, and ride into week 2 and somehow miraculously find time around Fuji. And I did. It wasn't just by chance. I applied some logic and some common sense to my approach to the week. I again started my weekend a couple of hours before the first race, the 2 PM race on Saturday, and started practicing, but I applied some logic to the track, and I knew that in season 1 I was just burning out the front left around turn B. By not taking a measured approach for it, I was just applying too much throttle for too long and washing up the track. So in race 1, I actually came away with the most points for the weekend in race 1. I applied some common sense and didn't overstress the tyre. However, still by the time we came to the first pit stop, the front left was down at about 82 or 83%. So I changed it. I didn't change the front right, I just changed the front left because I knew I didn't yet have the discipline or the approach nailed down to get through the entire 90 minutes without burning out the front left again. And that's exactly what I did in the second stint. So come my second stop again, I had to change the front left, and that was it. The tyres I now had on the car were the tyres I had to run to the end of the race. So I was surprised to see that I was still able to finish in the top 10 and come away with over 250 points. And that was the best points haul that I took for the weekend, but it gave me a lot of confidence because I came into season 2 expecting that at Fuji I would be lucky not to get lapped and was more likely to fall off the back of the pack by lap 2. So to be racing all the way to the line was a huge win for me. And not only was I able to race all the way to the line, I was racing against my on-track, I won't say nemesis because it's a much friendlier relationship than that on-track, but I've been racing against a couple of drivers since season 1. I'm always looking out for them, whether it's in the daily races or in the online championship races, and we kind of have a friendly rivalry going. And for the first race of the weekend, I spent most of my time racing against them on the track. That was the same story in the final race of the weekend as well. In the first race, I came out on top, and in the second race, I just took on too much fuel on the last stint and gave away the position, so we came out on as even. The second race of the weekend was a nightmare for me. I again was starting towards the back of the pack and the cars ahead just didn't get off the line. So we had that issue where trying to get to the line before the speed limit came up was a fraught experience. I got to the point where just as the speed limit light came up, I was doing about 75 kilometers per hour. I still hadn't caught up to the cars who were trying to catch up to the cars ahead of them, so I had to slow down. But it meant that by the time the green came on, I was about 3, 4, maybe 5 car lengths back of the car ahead of me. So I got the dreaded drive-through penalty for driving too slowly, for crying out loud. How could it be too slowly when I was bombing along at 75 kilometers per hour a mere 3, 4, 5 seconds before that? But anyway, that race was an absolute dud. I actually parked the car after about 30 minutes because I was just running around on my own and I knew I wasn't going to get anything out of it. So I called it a day and decided that I would instead race the third race of the weekend, the 10 AM UTC on Sunday, and see if I could improve my tyre management whilst also seeing if I could still carry the newfound pace into the final race. And I woke up Sunday morning feeling exhausted. However, my brain was still working, and I figured that I should make a slight setup tweak before the final race to see if I could continue my learning and growth experience at Fuji and figure out a way to be kinder to the front left tyre. So I made a setup tweak and decided that this time I needed to get through stint 1 and stint 2 on the same set of tyres. And wouldn't you know it, as I said in the beginning of the video, I spent the entire race again racing against my on-track nemesis. And again, I say that melodramatically with a lot of pantomime humor involved, because again, as I said, it's a very friendly rivalry. But again, we were going toe to toe for the entire race, and my setup tweak worked. The front lefts, whilst they still wore out the way that they were wearing out in the first race, the rate of degradation was much lower. So I did get through the first stint with both the front left and the front right, getting down to circa 80 something %, but with enough life in them to take me into the second stint. So that was another win for the weekend. And then the other win, so finding performance, actually also being able to manage the car around Fuji, was 2 wins, tick tick. The third win was I absolutely love multi-class racing when it goes well. Again, not only was I racing against the competitors I'm trying to beat in the LMGT3 Championship, but I'm racing against a track full of hypercars where you're having to look over your shoulder through some very technical sections of track, trying to make up time on the cars ahead of you or not lose it, to make up time on the cars behind you or not get caught, trying to position yourself on track so as not to be a nuisance, but also not opening the door to your competitors so that they can get the pick because you've been displaced from your ideal line because the hypercar needs to get past you. It is a fraught experience, and it can also bring a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, because as I said, when it goes right, it is absolutely brilliant. But when it goes wrong, it can be so frustrating. So let me know how your week went. How did your races go? Comment below. Did you do the multi-class Masters series? If you did, what races did you do? How were your results? What car were you driving? Did you have a good experience, a poor experience? How do you get on at Fuji? Is it a track that you love or is it a track that you hate? I'm going to let you sit back and watch these highlights of the 90-minute race and enjoy the action. I will see you at the end of the video. I will see you in the next video. Every share, subscription and like is appreciated, but most importantly, as always, start the conversation, get into the comments and let me know how your week has been. I'm going to let you enjoy the fraught action. I'm going to go and lie down and prepare for week 3, Bahrain.
Blue flag. Car behind's a faster class. Yellow flag. Sector 3 is now clear. Yellow flag in Sector 2. There's a faster car approaching. B12. There's a faster class car behind. There's a faster car behind. This is their class leader. There's a car approaching. Stay in your lane. Blue flag. Yellow flag in sector 1. Incident sector 3, yellow flag. Faster car behind. The gap to Roman ahead is increasing. It's now 1.7 seconds. Blue flag. Incidents in sector 2, yellow flag. We can see Steven has spun off. The class leader from a faster class is behind. Blue flag, there's a car exiting the pits. The leader, Jordan, is pitting. Green flag in sector 2, E12. Sector 1 is green. Green flag, sector 2. It looks like Jans has binned it. There's a faster car approaching. Blue flag. There's a group of faster cars behind. Blue flag. Blue flag. Sector 3 is green. Blue flag. P2, P11 behind is now 1.4 seconds. faster car approaching. It's their class leader. Blue flag. Blue flag. We'll need to pit for fuel, 14 minutes of fuel left. We'll need to add 34 litres. Pit window is open. There's a group of faster cars behind. They're racing for position. Blue flag. Car ahead is Bean. blue flag. Yellow flag, sector 2. Sector 2 is clear. We think that Bean has crashed. P8. Past the car behind. Blue flag. P8, there's the finish. Good drive.
And there you have it. P8 after 90 minutes. It's about 6 or 7 hours worth of racing around Fuji for the weekend. I was exhausted, I was exhilarated, I'd had great fun on track, and I'm hoping that I can carry this crest of a wave, this momentum that I've got at the moment, into Bahrain for week 3. I will see you in that video. Let's go.